All right, now let's head over to our main topic of today, our NFL draft prospect of the day. We are currently on day 15 of our 73-day countdown up until the NFL draft, looking at a prospect every day to get us ready. Who should our teams be taking? And should our teams be taking today's NFL draft prospect, which is Mac Jones, quarterback of Alabama, finally getting around to this man. Cannot wait to break down this man's stats and highlight tape because he had a real great season this season, and I want to see how he's looking. So we'll break down his stats, look at some film, and decide how well he's looking. Is he looking better than the other quarterbacks that we've already looked at? We've looked at Trevor Lawrence, and I think we've looked at one other quarterback so I'm blanking on. Unfortunate, but we'll see if he should be drafted. So here we go. Mac Jones, quarterback. He's 6'3", 214. Not bad height there at 6'3". All right, 3 seasons at Alabama, freshman season. Obviously, he only had 13 passing attempts, so we knew he wasn't playing then. Then in 2019, got a couple more throws, 141 passing attempts, so played a couple of games. He did play 11 games. Let's see how many games he started in 2019. If it will load. Here we go. All right, game started in 2019. Do they not say? He's got probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 probably starts. All right, so obviously not a full season there. And then 2020 was his first full season, his lone full season. 13 games played, 77% completion percentage, which is absolutely magnificent. 4,500 yards, once again, absolutely magnificent. 41 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 10-1 touchdown to interception ratio. Once again, absolutely folks, these stats are absolutely wild, folks. Absolutely wild. So let's go a little bit deeper into these 2020 stats. Let's see how he's let's see how he's looking against kind of the better teams, because we know it's kind of all interconference, and the SEC, the division that Alabama's in, not great overall. And then we do like to take bowl games heavy into account on what you could do. So all right, against Georgia early on, 75% completion percentage, 4 touchdowns, 1 pick, 417 yards, and got the win. So we'll take that against a good Georgia team. All right, against Auburn a little bit later in the season, 69% completion percentage, 302 yards, 5 touchdowns, no picks. Against LSU, 71% completion percentage, 85 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks, no multiple pick games at all throughout the entire season. Absolutely magnificent as well. Never lost a game this season as a starter, 13-0. And now let's start talking about their bowl games. Against Florida for the SEC championship game, 76% completion percentage, 418 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 pick. Absolutely magnificent. Then in the first round of the playoffs against Notre Dame, 83% completion percentage, 297 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks. And then in the championship game against Ohio State, 80% completion percentage, 464 yards, 5 touchdowns, no picks. I mean, folks, this is absolutely fantastic, folks. These stats are all magnificent. I would say flawless stats. Flawless stats. He had 4 interceptions. I'll live by that for the entire season. Now, we did throw 1 pick against Florida, but in the grand scheme of things, I still think they blew him out a little bit. What was the final score here? Oh, no, kind of close. So, yeah, the interception, not the greatest here in this game, of kind of when it came. Let's see when it came. Can we get that? And let's see if it was a pick 6. All right, it wasn't a pick 6, which is great, and we're not going to be able to kind of get when that interception came, unfortunately. A little unfortunate there, but it wasn't a pick 6, so not bad where that pick was. But still, he answered, with 5 touchdowns, 418 yards, even with the pick. So not bad overall there in that game, but just very, very well done overall for this entire season. Now, I mean, he does have great wide receiver weapons, folks. I mean, we're talking about Devontae Smith. We're talking about Waddle, and I think there's one more as well. So let's get it to the roster here. These receivers, here we go. Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle. I mean, folks, these are two big old names here that we've been talking about. I mean, Devontae Smith alone had 1,800 yards. So he's definitely working with some extreme talent here in the Alabama kind of weapons department. Now, and plus, once again, this was the COVID season, so how much does this kind of affect what Mac Jones is doing? Because it's really just one lone great season. Didn't play really too much in 2018, played a little bit in 2019, and was still pretty good, 68% completion percentage, 1,500 yards, 14 touchdowns, 3 picks. So once again, not terrible overall, pretty good in those small amount of games that he played, but that 2020 season is just absolutely perfect. So the stats are all looking good by this man. One lone season of fully starting the entire season, and he made it work. So we're going to look at his 2020 highlights, what he's doing, what are the throws he's making, and then if we need to watch anything else, we're going to watch the Rose Bowl game against Notre Dame, the first round of the playoffs here of this season, to kind of just get a totality of what he's looking in kind of an entire game scenario, a huge game that matters game scenario, not just looking at highlights. So we'll kind of follow him around here just in the offensive portion of these highlights and kind of seeing what Mac Jones is doing. So let's start here with the highlights first. Let's get jazzed. Let's get pumped about this man. Let's see what this man can do. Here we go. Quarterback Mac Jones from Alabama, 6'3", 214. Alrighty, first play. Going a little deep here, and that's what we're talking about. This receiver, absolutely magnificent, beating the defender, and then Mac Jones goes and just lays it right out perfectly. A beautiful little bit of a rainbow floater for about 30 yards, exactly where the ball needs to be on a one-on-one matchup. Fantastic. All right, once again. Oh, yes, sir. I think I remember this highlight when we were looking at Jacob Waddle. Here he is, 2 defenders right on him, and Mac Jones just lays it out beautifully. Back of the end zone, 2 feet down, 30, probably 40-yard completion right there for the 10 yards in the back of the end zone, but just laying it out exactly where it has to be. Here it is. I remember this highlight, too, against Jacob Waddle again, where we looked at him just beating the defender right there. This is what we're talking about. I mean, these receivers are really great, maybe elevating Mac Jones' play a little bit because, I mean, defender just falls right there. Yeah, he puts it right on the money, but still, I mean, that wide receiver just burnt that defender. So great ball by Mac Jones. We're not going to knock you for doing what you're supposed to do, but we are going to take into account that you had extremely great wide receivers. Alrighty, going deep. Once again, Devontae Smith wide open. I mean, clearly, what is this? 2-yard separation between the receiver and the defender, and we're talking about Heisman winner wide receiver right here. So, yeah, Mac Jones, once again, puts it right on the money here. Nice little pump fake, then just airs it out because the one thing that's great about this is that he does recognize exactly when the throw is going to be open. He's testing testing the defense, getting the ball to his wide receivers, and we get another play right here, kind of the same exact one here, but this one, once again, just same exact play that we just saw here. Devontae Smith, 3-yard separation this time between the defender. Mac Jones lays it right on him. Absolutely perfect. I mean, the deep ball accuracy is absolutely fantastic. These receivers are all like 2 yards, multiple steps ahead of these defenders, and Mac Jones is laying it right on the money, which is great, but at the same time, is he going to be able to do this in the NFL? Because there's not going to be this much separation in the NFL. That's what Tua's problem was this season, not knowing what is truly open in the NFL. Once again, 2 steps, a step and a half on this defender, and Mac Jones goes and lays it out absolutely beautifully to the wide receiver, who then just goes and runs it in for the touchdown for 50 yards. But he's throwing it from the 15 all the way down to the 40. So good, about 45-yard completion there, and it's just beautifully thrown. I mean, these are greatly thrown balls here, folks. Don't get us wrong, but they are with fantastic talent that can beat the defender right off the rip or just outrun him right down the field. And just another one. All these throws. I mean, yes, they're great to kind of get pumped about, and these are absolutely fantastic throws. But he's going to Metcalf the second. He's going to Metcalf the second. He's going to Devontae Smith. He's going to Jalen Waddle. I mean, all these wide receivers are pretty much going to be the top wide receivers drafted in this class. I mean, just a talent. I mean, look at this throw. 15 yards wide open, folks. 15 yards wide open. So, yes, it's right on the money. Yes, what is he throwing it from the 30-yard line all the way down to the 25-yard line? So, what do we get there? 20, 25, 45 yards. It's absolutely beautifully thrown, but it's wide open. I mean, look at this defense. He's literally sprinting all out, and the defense is flat-footed trying to jump the route. What is this safety doing? Look at this man in the middle of the field. We'll try to point him out right here. Here he is right here. You get this wide receiver full sprinting, and this safety tries to jump the route. What route are you jumping? The man's on a full sprint here. Jumps the route, and then the receiver's just able to get right behind him. That's what we're saying, when everything is interconference here because of, the COVID situation, you're not going to get great defenses, especially with Alabama. They're not in their great their great division alone. And once again, Devontae Smith, wide open. This one's 10 yards, 5, 7, whatever you want to call it, but it's wide open. Man, I don't want to knock Mac Jones, but these are all wide open. All right, once again, going deep against Missouri. Wide open? No, not wide open, but great receiver, great catch, because this is tough. I mean, this is a great catch by Jalen Waddle. Once again, I mean, this man's fantastic. He's only 5'8", folks. How crazy? 5'10", not 5'8". 5'10", and he's just absolutely going up and getting it. Fantastic. All right, back of the end zone. Who is that? Devontae Smith, one-handed. Yes, sir. Let's see the ball placement. Fantastic. I mean, kind of a one-on-one scenario in the back of the end zone, so I do like the ball placement of Mac Jones on that one. Now we're starting to see a little bit of tighter throwing here. Love seeing this. Tight coverage, back of the end zone, able to flick it in there quickly. We'll get a great angle here from the back. Ooh, yeah, that's a tight throw. Got it in there. Love seeing that. Now we can start kind of cheering on Mac Jones a little bit, as long as all these aren't wide open. He's going deep again. Oh, we're back to the wide open. Receiver just beats the defender right there. Defender ends up falling down. He puts this ball right before the safety comes over, and that's a great throw right there. Little wide open. Now against LSU, wide open again. 3-yard separation. Devontae Smith. You cannot cover this man. Here we go. Mac Jones going again. Is this the same play? Is this the same play? Same outcome. Devontae Smith beating the defender. I think this was the same play. Yeah. Why are we showing the same play twice in the same exact format? But yeah, I mean, just wide open. Wide open. Great ball placement, but wide open. All right, here we go. In the red zone. Hopefully a little bit tighter here. There we go. Yes, sir. One-on-one jump ball. Devontae Smith over the defender in the back of the end zone. That's what we're talking about here. Let's see the ball placement one more time. High and away. High and away. Yes, sir. Bingo, bango. Perfect ball placement there in the red zone. All right, from the 50, is he going to go deep against Tennessee's defense? He is. And ooh, this one's tight. This one's tight. If the safety coming over was a little bit better and found the ball, possibly a pick or a breakup, but we'll give him credit since it was a completion. Now he's back in the red zone, waiting patiently, and then Devontae Smith finally opens up against the Kentucky defense coming all along the back of the end zone there, and he puts it decently there right on him. I mean, just the buying time, the aspect, this was great. Let's watch it one more time here. Just buying time, not touch, not pressure, just keeping his eyes down the field. And then when he has to make the throw, finally finds somebody open and delivers an absolute strike to the back of the end zone to force that ball in there very quickly. Decently thrown. Just looks like it got right past that outstretched hand to the defender. So great pass there. Now here we go. Corner of the end zone coming back against Notre Dame. This is a game we are going to be looking at, so maybe we don't if we're getting highlights here in this package. But great job there. Receiver working back in the corner of the end zone. Gets it right on him. All right. Little bit of an under throw here. Receiver kind of has to not keep going as fast as he's going. Has to kind of outstretch his hands all the way back, but the ball still gets there. Pressured a little bit here on this throw as well, not really stepping up into it, but from this angle, this is actually kind of really great. From this angle, this throw is actually really very well done. All right, so this throw was actually very well done. Another angle, new perspective, it's fantastic. Yes, sir, we'll give it to him. All right, against Florida, wide open, once again. Wide open, 10-yard wide open. Woof. Devontae Smith, this man is nice. All right. All right, here we go against Notre Dame again. Devontae Smith crossing route and then just beats everybody to the corner, to the end zone. Yes, sir. All right, from his own end zone. Here we go. Going deep. Yes, sir. Little underthrown here. Throwing it about 35 yards there. And then you're going to Devontae Smith, who tries to do the double move. Yeah, just a little underthrown. I mean, if he puts this right on the money, this is a touchdown for 100 yards. I mean, this is a 100-yard touchdown right here, folks. Tad underthrown. But it's still a catch. Devontae Smith goes up, high points the ball. Fantastic catch. Comes down with it. All right, going down deep again. Wide open. 3-yard separation. Devontae Smith. So it's a little nerve-wracking for me to just call it for this man right now, folks. Truly, got to see how he's working kind of in tighter scenarios. Devontae Smith, end zone right here, one-on-one coverage. I mean, these are great wide receivers who can get separation. Obviously, as we're seeing all in these highlight packages. Once again, 3-yard separation. He's putting the ball right on the money where it needs to be, but these are wide open, folks. Wide open. This is not going to be wide open. This nearly this wide open in the NFL. It's not going to be anything like this, folks. So, not sure how he's really going to translate here so far. We'll finish out these highlights going deep against Tennessee again. That's a great throw. This is a good tight throw right here. We'll give him this one. Tight coverage, safety coming over the middle, and he puts it right on the money, drops it right before that safety can go over there. And the receiver just stays on his feet. Doesn't get hit down, but still, this is a great throw right here. Fantastic throw. Let's count the yards on this one. Throwing it from the 25-yard line, getting it all the way down to the 30-yard line. So about 45 yards, perfectly thrown. All right, against Missouri here. Yeah, pretty wide open. I mean, 2-3 steps on him. Jalen Waddle able to get behind the defense. Right on the money. Wide open. Ooh, here we go. Standing in the pocket, taking an absolute shot here. And then delivering an open ball to Devontae Smith, who avoids one tackle and then brings it all the way down to the sideline for the touchdown. But this is a great throw right here. Little bit of an option. He could throw it right here to the wide receiver screen or the crossing route guy. He throws it to the crossing route guy, stays in there last second, delivers a ball, takes a decent hit there, and lets Devontae Smith just do it all there. Alrighty, in the red zone here. Let's get a tight throw here. Yes! Here we go. Gets it right over this defender right here. Just enough to get it over that linebacker who gets his hands up right here. And Devontae Smith, nice separation. We'll get a beautiful angle right. Oh, my goodness. Look how tight that is. Look how close this is of being tipped. This guy right here. Ooh. Maybe tipped in the NFL with those taller linebackers, but we'll give him the credit for this throw. Back of the end zone, wide open. Over Notre Dame. Dropping back, clean pocket. Why, dude, this is like 20 yards wide open against LSU. What are these defenses doing here? 20 yards wide open in the end zone. I mean, easy. Alrighty, so don't want to knock him too much here, but a lot of these throws were wide open, folks. So don't know how he's going to translate in the NFL with not great tier 1 wide receivers. Jacob Waddle, Metcalf II, Devontae Smith, Heisman winner, 1,800 yards alone himself. So Mac Jones, the numbers, it's looking great, folks. Don't get too bogged down by those numbers. Try not to get bogged down by this tape as well, because it's all great, but it's all wide open stuff here, folks. So Mac Jones, quarterback. The stats alone should be good enough for a first-round pick at the quarterback spot. But don't be surprised if this man's going to flounder in the NFL. I mean, no real tight throws there. All wide open. Maybe you just give it to the receivers. Maybe the receivers carried this man. Maybe like a Kirk Cousins, where we kind of see Stephon Diggs carrying Kirk Cousins, and we saw, Josh Allen elevates his play his first year that Stephon Diggs gets in there. So we'll see. The accuracy is great. The deep ball is great. I think we maxed out maybe 50 yards on the deep ball. Didn't see anything really too much deeper than that. We've seen 55 yards by everybody else that we've been looking at the quarterback position. So I don't know what we do about Mac Jones, folks. I think it's a true gamble there. Not really sure how he's going to play in the NFL and how he's going to really translate.